Welcome back, everyone. It's the next chapter in my Higurashi When They Cry playthrough. When we last left off with Chapter 3, so let's dive into Chapter 4. Oh, it looks like such a lovely morning. I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen. Today was the day of the barbecue party that was the Hinamizawa fighters' victory celebration. Of course, I, having prepared myself, skipped breakfast in order to stay hungry. That's smart, that's using your head. Especially if it's free food. Listen, times are tough, man. We're in a recession. Though with all the club members coming, it was pretty possible there would be a contest based on how fast or how much you could eat. Ren was already at our usual meeting place. Mian arrived a few minutes later. Very punctual. They're both smart. I mean, they're smart, and then there's like smart, like a good smart. Rena's the good smart. Because like you shouldn't skip breakfast, but some of us are dumb smart. Well then. This took a turn I wasn't expecting. Like, I just want to get to the barbecue, you guys.
Well, but like, no lie, breakfast food's like some of the best food. I would eat that for 3 meals a day. Yeah, I could see Rena doing that. Wait, who did this gluttonous princess think was going to come for her? Barbecue party, let's go! Like, I'm even excited for this, and I'm actually hungry. I should get barbecue today. The venue for said barbecue was to be the Furude Shrine grounds where Rika-chan lived. They held events and festivals there, and barbecues too. It was the place that held all sorts of ceremonies in Hinamizawa. Come to think of it, there's supposed to be a big village festival coming up, wasn't there? Watanagashi or something. Bro, let's not talk about that right now. The scenery you could see from that high up was fairly superb, and the calm atmosphere particular to shrines was something fairly difficult to find in the city. We left our bicycles at the bottom of the shrine steps and broke into a mad dash up the stairs. When we arrived on shrine grounds, the Hinamizawa fighters and their fathers had already gathered and begun setting up for the barbecue early. Of course, Satsuko and Rika-chan were there as well. Yeah, they live like right next door. When they noticed our arrival, they waved to us. Bro, how much do you think you'd be able to eat? Out of her mind. Marbled beef. Fair, his reach is stronger. Or longer. And stronger. Oh, peppers and onions are good though. Alright, grilled squash I can't get behind. That sounds gross. When Sakuto heard the word squash, her complexion changed color. When she took my overwhelming reach into account, she knew it wasn't just a threat. It could actually happen. Oh no. He would. It's a bit weird. just a little bit. It sounds like these guys really need to squash their beef. Oh no, she's calling him back up. Sato tried to reap in the Rena's chest. Oh no, clearly given another second, Rena's mock punches would have us piled on the ground. So just before Satsuko hit Rena, I grabbed her by the nape of the neck and pulled her back. A superb reaction with only seconds of foresight. At least it was supposed to be. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. I thought I was going somewhere else. I thought he grabbed something he shouldn't have. But for Rena, when I caught the leaping, crying Satsuko, it looked as I was keeping her to myself. Yep, he's dead. Bam, bam, bam!
ダメだよケイチ君。これはレナのなんだよ。
She is so violently powerful, it's
お
amazing.
持ち帰り。
She's gotta stop the kidnapping vibes, though.
レナさん。その調子でミオさんとリカもやっつけてです
Oh
わ
my
よ。
god. Satsuko is vicious, man.
ちょっとタマ。
They're just all dead. Bam, bam, bam again.
リカはどこですの？いた。レナさん、あそこでしたよ。待っててね、サトコちゃん。すぐにやっつけちゃうよ。そうしたらすぐにお持ち帰
Oh my
り。
god. Oh no. Poor Rika.
みー。サトコがひどいのです。リカちゃんもかいい。
Nah, she's just gonna kidnap them both. That's good. Well, not good, but you know what I mean. They're not getting beat up.
リカ、そう思わないでございましてよ。
Satsuko laughed in a shrill voice at Rika-chan and Rena's unproductive game of tag while we watched them sprawled out onto the ground.
大丈夫ですか、前原さん。
Bro, you're a doctor. Please help them.
園崎さんも。
Please. The coach came over and lent us a hand.
まあ私たちのいつものコミュニケーションですから、どうぞお気遣いなく。
いつも顔面にあざが残るようなコミュニケーションはもう嫌だぞ。
Yeah, that's a bit much. You never learn, do you? Laughed the coach loudly. It made us start to laugh too. That's strange that wasn't like a spoken thing. I guess it was just, I don't know, weird. Sato's laughter, Rika-chan's yelling, and Rena's strange voice were kind of comfortable to hear. Yeah, they're your friends, man. The adults here knew what they were doing, so the barbecue was ready in short order. As the salad oil dripped down onto the plate with a hiss, there was a loud cheer. When the coach brought over a big plate with all the meat on it, we all cheered again.
わあ、これ本当にすごいお肉だよ。監督、本当に大奮発したんだね。
My man's a man of his word.
約束ですからね。これなんかグラムいくらするか知ってます？
Oh, God,
本当に奮発したんですよ。
I can only imagine.
当然ですわ。三流のお肉じゃ昨日の私の大活躍をねぎらうには値しませんでしたよ。
I don't remember last time I had like a good like steak or something like
そう
that.
だね。今日の主
It's
品
been a
は
long
サ
time.
トコちゃんに違いないね。
確かに最後のホームランを打ったのは紛れもなくサトコだもんな。
True.
しかも油断させたといえ小細工なしの特大アーチ。
サトコは運動神経は良いのです。
悪いどころか世代的には突出してるんじゃない？私なんかと比べても運動能力は決して劣らないでしょ。
サトコちゃんってひょっとすると将来はスポーツ界で大活躍できるかもね。
That'd be awesome. She just randomly becomes like this big name in baseball.
なんだか褒めちぎられて照れますわね。むしゃむしゃ。
Munch munch? What? Oh, eating food. Satsuko, for whom the excessive praise made her not notice the moderately grilled meat being stolen one after the other, was just far too cute. Oh no.
前原さん。重い。
What is he making these two do, man? Tomita-kun and Ukamura-kun were carrying something over to us. It was a huge barbecue plate.
おお、これぞまさしくバーベキューの主人公の到着じゃねえかよ。
The barbecue's protect. The plate was chock full of skewers with vegetables and meat on them. The grilled, burning hot meat juices made a shh noise as they drizzled off. Gulp. You need a lot of heat for cooking something on a metal skewer, so they had grilled the whole plate at once. Whoa, that's a lot.
やっぱりこれがなきゃバーベキューとは言わないですよね。
ああ、まったくだ。俺も手を貸すから早く持っていこう。よいしょよいしょ。
わあ、見て見て。すごいのが来たよ。
Everyone greeted us with a cheer. I would too, man. That's a lot of food. Each person received a skewer of vegetables and big pieces of meat on it. They also received paper cups filled to the brim with juice. In my right hand were pounds of piping hot barbecue. In left was a cup of juice that I could chug down. If this didn't make you want to dance, you weren't a man.
God.
おお、もう我慢できないぜ。
It's so
ガブッ
intense.
といくぞ。ガブッと。
まだまだケイちゃん。ほらほら、一応セレモニーってことで。
Oh, a ceremony.
みんな、注目。
Maybe to give like thanks to them or something. The coach, with a cup of beer in his hand, mounted the nearby beer cooler. This was supposed to be a victory celebration after all. We needed an opening statement. Damn, I hope it ends soon. For every second this goes on for, a little more of the food's freshness goes away. Satsuko stomped down onto the back of my foot. Oh, what a butthole.
まったくいい年の男が卑しいですわね。もう少しエレガントに我慢できませんの？
俺ってつくづく思ってることが顔に出ちゃうのな。じゃあみんないいですか？昨日は大勝利でしたね。すごいピッチャーの登場で苦戦もしましたが、こちらも同じくらい頼もしい助っ人の登場で見事逆転勝利を収めることができました。
It was a pretty cool victory, not gonna lie. Clap, clap, clap. Both my hands were full, so the adults and older brothers gave us a round of applause.
今日はその戦勝祝賀会です。約束通り美味しいお肉をいっぱい用意しましたからね。今日はいっぱい食べて次の試合への活力にしていきましょう。
Then, after a few words of thanks to the fathers and brothers who helped with the barbecue, he led us in a toast.
乾杯！
They say that when toasting, you would normally down the contents of your cup. That's a lot of juice, man. But we were young. At the toast, all of us immediately began to dig into our skewers. Yeah, skewers sound good, man. After that, it got really lively, with everyone congratulating one another for things they did during the game. Like how someone made a great catch, or how awesome someone looked when stealing a base. Of course, they congratulated me too, the savior who appeared to fight against the Koshian pitcher.
まあ俺の活躍も含めてあれは聡子の活躍だったわけだがな。
確かに聡子の作戦ではあったけどさ、亀田を口説き落とすなんて真似はケイちゃん以外にはできなかったわけだし。
That's true.
十分ケイちゃんも称えられるに値する活躍をしてるよ。
He really went all out, man. It was actually really
そう
funny.
いえばケイチくん、あの後亀田くんと一緒にケーキを食べに行ったんだよね。
Of course
なん
he
だ
did.
かすっごく仲良さそうだった。
ライバル関係から男同士の友情が芽生えちゃったわけ。
Amazing.
そういうのって
Oh, no, no, no. She's, okay, her brain is gone, man. Her brain is just gone. Yeah, it's gone. I violently brushed through Rena's hair as she turned red in the face for some reason at the mention of friendship between males, dispersing her pleasant-seeming ideas. Rena's got chill, man. She's getting a bit too intense today. Now then, where's the hero, or rather the heroine, Satsuko? Oh, there she is. Satsuko was with Rika-chan in the middle of bragging her heart out about the home run yesterday. And her teammates spared no compliment for her, since even though he was going easy on her, the fact that she hit a throw from a Koshian pitcher was something else. Satsuko was more loquacious, that's a word, than usual. It seems she was in a great mood. She was flying so high that I thought for a moment about getting a word in to tease her. But she was the leading actress today, so I decided not to bully her at all. As I watched Satsuko, going at things as lively as usual under the sun, it struck me that it didn't quite line up with the pleasant time I'd spent with her. But both of those were the real Satsuko. I didn't care which it was, her smiling happily or making a big lively fuss like this. Just as long as she would keep smiling like this forever. Aw, that's so
楽し
wholesome.
そうですね。あんなにはしゃいで。
The coach had approached me from behind before I realized it. As he gazed at Satsuko from afar, like I had been doing, he addressed me. So I could tell he was talking about her.
聡子ちゃんの笑顔を見てると、なんだか心が洗われる気がしません。
Aw. He smiled, refreshed, searching for confirmation. I felt a little embarrassed to admit it, so against my better judgment, I played it off.
そうですか？あいつの笑顔じゃ皿一枚ろくに洗えないと思うんですけどね。
Nice save, Keiji. Nice save.
それを聞いたら、聡子ちゃん怒るんでしょうね。でも、そんな彼女もとってもキュートなんですよ。
Leaving her cuteness aside, I could understand him thinking Satsuko getting angry for being teased would be funny.
イリアさんでしたっけ？
Mr. Iria.
イリエです。でも、みんな監督って呼びますからね。前原さんも監督と呼んでくださるととても嬉しいです。
As he said that, Coach Irie smiled, blushing a little.
監督は聡子のことを気に入ってるみたいですね。
I didn't have any real basis for saying that. It was just what I felt to be true.
ええ、気に入っていますよ。大好きです。
I'm a bit nervous to press this next button.
彼女がもっと大きくなったら求婚しようと思ってます。
This guy really says some insane stuff, doesn't he? After being astonished by this, I hurried to put my mind back in order. I'd heard that this coach guy was the kind of person who said crazy things out of nowhere. You think? According to Mion, if I took everything he said seriously, I physically wouldn't be able to take it. If I was able to ignore that part of him, he seemed like he'd be a really funny guy.
あれ？今前原さん驚かれました？じゃあひょっとしてさとこちゃんのこと狙っています？
Bro.
それは困ります。
This is a conversation that's
私は
weird.
もう何十年も前から狙ってるんですよ。
I don't think my man knows what a decade is.
監督、何十年も前には
Exactly.
まだ佐藤は
I'm like,
生まれてない
wait a minute,
と
bro.
思うんですけど。
ん？
Coach gave a dry grin and laughed. Was this how I should be doing it? I must somehow master the art of responding to this coach guy. He said some insane stuff, man. After that, I received many words of praise for my actions, almost too many. As that conversation was happening, leaving aside the controversial statements this coach person would sprout suddenly, I learned he was very composed and not a bad guy by any stretch.
俺なんかよりあの特大アーチを放った佐藤の方が正直あいつにホームランを打てるなんて思わなかったです。
さとこちゃんのお兄さんはどちらかというとおとなしい文系のタイプでした。きっとさとこちゃんはその反対の才能に恵まれたんでしょう。
Her brother. Right, he meant Satoshi. The one who left Satsuko and ran away from home, Satsuko's Nini. Satoshi Hojo.
ご存知ないですか？さとこちゃんのお兄さんです。北条聡くんと言いましてね。彼もHinamizawaファイターズで活躍してたんですよ。もっともっと活躍してほしかったんですが、転校してしまいました。
I hate how they use the word transferred, man.
そうなんですか。
So he transferred. Yeah, maybe that was a little more considerate than saying he ran away. Now that you mention it, I think it was Rena. I think she said Satoshi transferred too. I didn't know the details of him having run away from home at the time, so I didn't pay much attention to it, but...
兄貴だけ転校したんでしたっけ？
I don't like how the music stopped, man.
そういうのって珍しいですね。
Everyone having fun was far away, and their cheerful voices distant. The chorus of the cicadas separated us from them, giving me a sense of distance. At first, I thought my own voice was too soft for even me to hear. But for a really long time, Coach didn't respond to my words. So at this point, I began to wonder if I had said something I shouldn't have. Just when I began to feel impatient, Coach finally spoke.
不幸なことがあったんです。いろいろと。
After informing me that what he was about to say was a secret, Coach began to talk, a little at a time. Now cicadas just totally stopped. Oh, wait, they're back. Okay, good. That would have been even creepier.
もう3年になります。ちょうど今頃の時期でしたっけ？
At least we got some fun music now. Makes get that
さとこ
creepiness
ちゃんの
out.
ご両親が事故に遭われましてね。
Aw.
事故？
ええ、旅先の公園で展望台から転落されましてね。
It's horrible, man. They were supposed to just be a little time away from the house with the family. They went for a walk on a path through a nature park after it had rained. There was a little viewing platform that looked like it had a good view. That was the stage on which the tragedy was set. The metal fixtures in the viewing platform fence had deteriorated from time, and with all the rain they had just gotten, they might have loosened somewhat. Right before Satsuko's eyes, both the fence and her parents fell. It's gotta be horrible to see, man. There's a river some tens of meters below. The water level was high due to the rain, and apparently very muddy.
それで両親は？
Coach gave a thin but melancholic smile and touched his paper cup to his lips. Without saying anything, I knew how unfortunate that accident was, and how Satsuko's parents had left on an eternal vacation. It's a nice way to word it.
じゃあ佐藤って
I was so focused on being careful with my words that I lost what I was going to say. A single word, orphaned. I knew how little consideration it showed and how much it would hurt Satsuko without having to say it out loud. Come to think of it, Satsuko lived with Rika-chan. At least that's what I thought I heard from others. Wait, Rika-chan, her father died from illness too, and her mother soon after. I felt like I heard she was living by herself.
ええ、今はフルデさんと一緒に生活しています。
It's good that they have
二
each
人と
other.
もご両親がいなくて心細い日もあったでしょうが、
Exactly.
助け
Sorry, I cut you
親
off
の
there,
日を
Doc.
なく生きていくっていうの
Or
は
coach.
あの年頃にはとても辛いことだと思います。
Yeah, I can definitely imagine that. Also, I can't remember if they actually said he's the doctor yet. He works at the clinic. I can't remember if that's a thing. I might just be saying that because I just know it. So, yeah, he works at the clinic. So, spoiler alert.
前原さんでもその辺はわかるでしょ。
It's not really a spoiler. I don't think it matters. I've only survived because I rely on my parents. The only reply I could give was the nod.
フルデさんは特に村のお年寄りに慕われていますからね。この村にいる限り生きていくのにそんなに不自由はないでしょう。
そういえばそうですね。リカちゃんって村のマスコットみたいなところがあります
The
からね。
village mascot.
確かにこの村での生活には困らないように思います。
Rika-chan could go meep just once and get 2 or 3 croquets from a vendor after all. Damn, that's a skill. I felt like if she asked for help, everyone in the village would.
でもそれはフルデさんだけの特、サトコちゃんも同じというわけではありません。
Lame. Rika being so spoiled was just an exception. Upon thinking about it normally, living on your own as a child should be fraught with difficulty. It wasn't, then, very difficult to imagine how much suffering Satsuko had to go through just to live. It wasn't very difficult to imagine. Was I really thinking that? No, I was only thinking the words. I couldn't imagine it in the slightest. How was I supposed to imagine it when I saw that annoying smile of hers? There was no way I could. I found out she was living apart from her brother, and I just kinda vaguely thought that it was rather unfortunate. I mean, Satsuko was smiling so energetically every single day. Yeah, man, people can put on fake smiles just to get through the day. It happens. Was I thinking that her smiling meant she wasn't hurt? That she didn't feel lonely? When she found out my parents were coming home the other night, Satsuko said, "A family sitting around the dinner table is the most fun way to enjoy a meal of all." Those words held a lot more weight now.
あの子を養子に迎えようと本気で思ったこともあります。
Bro, you totally should, but you can't marry her. That'd be really creepy. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know if you should be allowed to have kids.
養子
Honestly, Satsuko just needs a nice family, though. That'd be nice. It's a secret. After warning me, Coach put his index finger to his lips.
私はこの年になるまで本当に堅実に生活してきました。財産もあるし信用もあります。ですが結婚だけはしてない。
Mood.
法律で既婚者でないと養子は取れないって決まってるんですよ。
Huh, I never knew that was a law. Interesting.
だから私はサトコちゃんを養子にしてあげられないんです。
Alright, we gotta get my dude married.
残念です。サトコちゃんにパパって呼んでもらえる計画は早くも頓挫ですから。
I don't know what to make of you, man. This guy spouts some crazy stuff. See, I'm not the only one. At first, I was only half listening. But midway through, I realized how rude that was. This coach person seriously only wished for this one girl, Satsuko, to be happy. That was neither crazy nor was it nonsense. He just wanted her to be happy. Those were his true feelings.
サトコちゃんの今の生活は決して幸福なものではないでしょう。でもね、それをほんの少しでも和らげてあげたいと思ってるんです。
It's a respectable mindset. I like this dude.
もっとも余り物のお裾分けや力仕事のお手伝いくらいしかしてあげられませんがね。
You know, even those things, though, like, those little things, they add up. If you ever get a chance to help somebody out just with a small thing, do it. Doesn't take much of your time to just, you know, do a little small thing kindness for somebody. They add up for people, for sure.
幸せですよ、サトコ。
Huh? Coach showed surprise at my having declared
こん
that.
なにもサトコの幸せを強く願う人間がこんなに身近にいて
Aw.
不幸なわけがありません。
I spoke with a serious expression, quietly, but firmly all the same. It was my approval of his feelings and my gratitude as Satsuko's Nini.
ありがとう。でもサトコちゃんには内緒にしてくださいね。彼女私が養子にしたいなんて知ったらこんなスケベ男なんか誰がパパと呼ぶものですかって憤慨しそうですから。
I wonder why, bro. My god. I wonder. Satsuko may have been somewhat childish, but she was still able to empathize with people. She'd call him that. I knew it. As if my feelings had gotten across, Coach grinned, satisfied, and returned his gaze to the hustle and bustle before us. Her parents and her older brother. She lost her family, had no relatives, and was huddled up with Rika-chan, who was in the same situation. Satoko Hojo. It wouldn't be odd for her to look at her life with despair, but she didn't seem to feel that way. She lived energetically with a smile.
あの子にはね、いつまでも笑っていてほしいんです。
It was a naive wish, and yet it was one that he couldn't help hoping for. So the words that I spoke were the same.
奇遇ですね。俺も同じことを考えています。
Oh, they're bonding.
おや、前原くんもですか？では私たちは
No.
仲間ですね。
It's that easy.
約束しましょう。
約束？
It's a very simple one. The coach said this, giving me a grin.
絶対に彼女を泣かせたりしない。
That's a solid promise to make to each other. I like it. It was short and to the point.
あ、はい。俺もそれ約束します。
Coach nodded happily. We exchanged no more words after that. We just sat there comfortably, gazing at Satoko and everyone else having a good time. She'd certainly lost family, but there were people watching over her. How reassuring must that have been?
仮にですよ。聡子を養子にできたらどうします？
That's actually a good question.
それは難しい質問ですね。
Please don't say something like, have her dress up as a maid and clean for you or something like that. I just assumed his mind is like that. Coach gave a wry, happy smile, then exaggeratedly tilted his head in contemplation. I know how to read.
まずですね、
Oh,
私のことをご主人様と呼ばせて、優しく可憐なメイドにします。
alright, well, somebody thought it.
Huh?
Shion just came out of nowhere, man. How's this guy always pick the craziest time to say the craziest things? How would you tell that's not his
あ
voice?
の前原くん、私
This guy.
そのまだ何も言ってませんよ。
Keiichi's great, but he's kind of dumb sometimes.
何言ってんですか？今はっきりと言ったじゃないですか。
そうそう。聡子を自分専属のプリッチーなメイドにするって
My God.
はっきり言いました。
ああ、それはいいですね。聡子ちゃんをプリチー。
あ、プリティとプリッチーは似てるようで微妙に違いますからね。
Are they? I like that this is just becoming like Satogo's fan club right now.
日本のわびさびをミックスした和洋折衷の言葉なので注意してください。
なるほどな。いやー、日本語は本当奥が深いよな。
そうそう、ケイちゃんはよく理解してます。ではそういうことで。
My hand shot out and grabbed Shion, smiling, waving, and about to leave by the nape of her neck. What?
おい待てこら。突然現れて。
Oh, she started like
何をとん
running
でもない
away.
ことを言
Got
って
it.
やがるんだ。
とんでもないことって言ったら、ケイちゃんと監督がしてた聡子ラブなトークの方がよっぽどとんでもないと思いましたけど、養子縁組のあたりから再現してご覧に入れます？
She heard everything.
お前、そんな時から息を潜めていやがったのか。
お姉にすらかなわないケイちゃんが私に歯向かおうなんて100年早いってことです。
One day I want that to just flow naturally for me. Like I'm just out and about doing my life, whatever. And it gets to a point where I could tell somebody they're 100 years too early to challenge me. Like that's just a goal in my life, to get that good at something. Or just be in the right spot at the right time. This was Shion Sonozaki, the younger of the Sonozaki twins. Though she hadn't a scrap of the reserved quality you'd expect from a little sister. She was a villain no better than her older sister Mion. We met the other day in town and I dug myself into a hole when I mistook her for Mion. Unlike Mion, Shion said she was living in Okinomiya, so I thought we'd never see each other again. But to think we actually would. My frankly displeased expression didn't change a bit either. This must be what people mean when they say something is like water off a duck's back. Do people say that?
シオンさん、よく来てくれましたね。来てくれないと思ってがっかりしてたんですよ。
まあ他にすることが思いつかなかったってことです。ちょっとからかいに行こうかなくらいですので。
I thought that's the only reason she showed up.
監督、どうしてシオンが戦勝祝賀会に呼ばれなくちゃなんないんです？
Why not, man?
こ
More
い
the
つが
merrier.
どうチームの勝利に貢献したっていうのか。
She exists.
それはですね、実は私がひなみざわファイターズのマネージャーだからなんです。
Well
マ
then.
ネージャー？ 嘘だろ。
Oh, there's a
そん
manager
な
and
ら
a coach.
なんで昨日の試合にいなかったんだよ。
マネージャーはマネージャーでも幽霊マネージャーですから。
Do you get paid to manage them? Like, I want to have a job where I don't have to show up and still get paid. That'd be great. She seemed to think I'd forgiven her if she stuck her tongue out and smiled. She wasn't sorry at all.
シオンちゃんが来てくれないと試合に花がないんです。練習までとは言いませんから、試合にくらいまた昔みたいに応援に来てくれませんかね。
She doesn't do it anymore.
まあ考えておきます。ケイちゃんがひなみざわファイターズに移籍するんなら考えてもいいかな。
He'd do good on the team.
かっこいい男の子がいないと応援する張り合いがないんです。
Ooh, we getting a bit flirty. Did Shion just smoothly say something absurd? Oh. Shion's got that riz.
あんたまだどこから湧いて出たの？
Suddenly, Mian came running over, latched onto my shoulders, and pulled me towards her. Mian had her like sensors on, and somebody else was flirting with Keiji, and had to run over immediately.
ああ、みーちゃんの妹さんだ。しーちゃん、こんにちは。
レナさん、こんにちは。まだ1回しか会ってないのに名前を覚えてもらって光栄で
I
す。
swear, dude, Rena is crazy smart
あ、こちらこそ。
and very
レ
observant.
ナの名前を覚えててくれてありがとう。そんな挨拶はどうでもいいの。ケイちゃんの勧誘なんてダメだからね。ケイちゃんは我が部のホープなんだから。
It's the hope of our
野球なん
club.
かに引っこ抜かないで。
Like some kind of plant. Mian gave a low growl as she grappled my arm. She looked like a little girl desperately clinging to her toy. Well,
ケイチ君はうちの部活の期待の新人なの。だからトレードとかは全然ダメなんだよ。
Rena's smile hid a nonchalant bloodthirst. Oh, okay. She was blocking Shion's way, ready to unleash an ultimate attack if she got within 2 meters of me. I felt like this was going to turn into a bloody battle. Probably.
それは残念です。じゃあ交渉はまたの機会に。
あんたに交渉権なんかないの。監督、なんでシオンまで呼んだわけ？シオンは丸1年もサボってる
A ghost
弱いじゃない。
シオンちゃんがいると賑やかになって楽しいかなって思ったんですけどね。実に賑やかになりました。
That was what he planned for all along. Mission accomplished.
ほら、ケイちゃんおいでおいで。みんなでゲームやるよ。もちろん罰ゲーム付きでね。
Oh, of course.
しーちゃんもどう？ルールは簡単だし楽しいよ。
どうしようかな。私が参加すると勝っちゃいますから。
That
お
confidence.
姉の部長としての面目を潰しちゃうと悪いですし。
That was some fighting words. Mian, now irritated, turned around with a glare. Oh my god, the rage.
なんですお姉。私も一緒に参加して姉妹対決にした方がいいですか？多分やめといた方がお姉のためだと思いますけど。
あっかんべー。塩なんか混ぜてやらない。仲間外れ。べーだ。
I love it. I love when these two argue, man. It's great. Whoa, Mian just avoided a direct confrontation. It seemed like the twins were completely incompatible with each other.
混ぜてあげないの？みーちゃんとの対決見たかったかな？
Face off. Good movie.
私、シオン嫌い。あいつと戦うのは苦手なの。
An angry Mian dragged me away. Slide.
頑
Just
張っ
him
てくだ
getting
さいね。
dragged. Whoops.
ここで応援してますから。ケイちゃん、ファイト。おう。
Aw. Xian waved her hand at us, reveling in the bliss of teasing Mian. Alright. Club activities had begun, which meant I needed to clear my mind. What was today's battle? Today's punishment game. I'd take anything on. My dude is full of beef and juice.
覚悟なさいませよ。
Yeah, what are they playing?
徹底的に行きますわよ。
I don't think they talked about
お
club games
上等
yet.
だぜ。サトコだろうと誰だろうと手加減無用でぶっ潰してやるぜ。
そこをレナは漁夫乗りで優勝だよ。
That's smart. Take
僕は
advantage
そ
of
れ
it.
に小判ザメで優勝を狙いますです。
What are you guys doing?
リカちゃんが小判ザメみたいにペタ
Yo, I swear, dude, Ren's gonna go to jail.
ー本持ち帰り
She's 100% gonna go to jail.
よしみんな、今日は大人数だから簡単で分かりやすいゲームにしよう。今日のゲームはね、
Oh, intermission. I wanna know the game.
Everyone who lost the game dropped out and had to help clean up after the barbecue. Oh, they didn't even show the game? Oh, okay, that's cool. I guess like they've shown so many of their club games at this point, they're like, alright, let's skip over that for now. Oh my god, what are you... Bro, chill. She laughed more uproariously than anyone I'd ever heard when she saw my loser face. Loser face? Okay. Was my getting bombed out of the game really that
い
funny?
やいや、あの時のケイちゃんの顔お前らそれでも人間かよみたいな
What the heck, man?
ちくしょう
Oh god.
初期の買い占めまでは作戦通りだったのに
What? I don't even want to know what they played,
サ
man.
ト
I
コとリカちゃんの裏切りさえなければ
don't want to know what they played. It was going great while we had maintained a united front. But Satsuko had been quicker to betray me than I her. She was just a tiny bit better than me. Erg.
だから北条を信じちゃいけないって警告したんですよ。
Tomita-kun and Ukamura-kun were unanimously wearing I told you so faces. Incidentally, those two were victims of Satsuko's traps pretty early on as well.
そう
Also, like, everybody played. That's
富田
cool.
君たちの分まで頑張るつもりだったのにな
And once again, for the showdown, it didn't matter. Maybe this meant I couldn't match up to the other members yet. One day,
で、部活メンバーの最下位には何か罰ゲームがあるってことになってるんじゃなかったでしたっけ？
Shion remarked as though forcing me to recall something I'd tried to forget, even for a moment.
そうだったかな
Alright, what's the punishment game this time around?
そういえば前原さん、委員長と罰ゲームを決めるときかなり熱くなってましたけど、
What
一
did
体
Kate...
何を罰ゲームにしたんですか？
What'd you guys do?
さっきお姉にエンジェルモートの制服を調達してくれって頼まれたんですけど、それと何か関係あります？できる限り大きめのサイズでって言われたんですけど。
Alright, well, we're about to see Keiichi in an Angel Mort uniform. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were giving me these complex, indescribable looks mixing empathy, pity, and the desire to see something scary all at once. I hope that there's like one of those like splash screens of art with him in that outfit. My dude's losing his mind. All I could do now was laugh. Strangely enough, the more I laughed, the more I felt like it was actually funny. Ugh, I lost.
あれあれ
Alright.
前原さんどうしちゃったんですか？笑ったり泣いたり吠えたり。
What a combination.
いいんです。あれは嫌がってるふりのジェスチャーなんです。罰ゲームを口実に得られる貴重な経験に興奮を隠せないだけなんです。ね
何が貴重な経験とは
I held my head in my hands in agony. My state of mind could be summed up with a 3-letter word. It was... sob. Coach gently put his hand on my shoulders. Was he comforting me? I would hope
前
so.
原さん、苦境を受け入れなければならない時はですね、厳しい指導を受けているメイドであると想像するんです。
Alright,
ほ
I
ら、
guess.
絶望的なシチュエーションがなんだか楽しそうになってきませんか？いいじゃないですか。
No, it's not. No, it's not at all. Right in the face and indulging in his imagination, still holding my shoulders, Coach said, "Oh, master," and started twirling around like a ballerina. This is amazing. I had to wonder what kind of word associations he had going on in his head. At the very least, it was much different than what was in mine. The first thing that comes into mind when I think of disciplining certainly isn't maids.
富田君、岡村君、君たちの監督は実に面白いな。こんなのでよく監督が務まるな。
Tomita-kun and Ukamura-kun exchanged glances and answered with dry smiles. Then they added that he was a really nice person most of the time, which is something you'd normally say about a person like that. The coach's questionable revolution slowed to a stop, and then his expression returned to a clear, calm one, almost making what just happened seem like an illusion. He can switch gears way too fast.
ではお片付けを続けましょう。前原さんは力持ちみたいですからね。プレートを水場に持って行って洗っていただけますか？
了解です。
I hoisted the dirty barbecue plates, each with slimy oil clinging to it, and looked for the wash basins. Ah, these are heavy. At least they're not covered in meat anymore. Where's the wash basins? Over there? That's probably something I should have checked before grabbing the plates. Figuring I should make it there before my arms gave out, I headed towards it at a trot. A lot of the adults who had been helping out were using the wash basins, so I gave up and looked for a different set. I asked them, and he told me there were more right by the assembly hall too, so I decided to head that way. Rather than multiple basins, there's just one faucet here. I initially thought it would be too small to wash plates as big as these, but it would probably still be faster than waiting for a faucet to open back there. I turned the faucet and water much nicer looking than it gushed forth. I put a plate under the faucet and scrubbed it with my hand to try and rub it clean. It didn't go very well. Bro, did you not grab anything to clean them with? What are you doing? Shion to the
スポン
freaking
ジとクレ
rescue.
ンザー。そんなの水だけで洗ったって無理です。
It was Shion. She threw a brand new sponge and container filled with cleaners. I mean, yeah, bro, you can't just wash dishes with water.
サンキュー。
God,
そんな
Keiji.
の洗い場に置いて大人たちに任せちゃえばいいのに。つくづくケイちゃんっていい人です。
Keiichi's a good egg. I got the feeling that wasn't quite a compliment. It was kind of a compliment. I answered her with a forced smile.
シオンがひなみざわファイターズのマネージャーだったなんて驚いたぜ。そういうのはめんどくさがってやらないやつだと思ってた。
ええ、めんどくさいですよ。ですから今は完全に幽霊ですけどね。
Fair.
監督、帰ってきてほしいって言ってたじゃないか。たまには帰ってきてやれよ。
まあ気が向いたら。
Shion made it sound like the end of the world could happen before she felt like it. Whoops. I couldn't keep washing the dishes while preoccupied with conversation, so I decided to take my task seriously. Shion neither offered to help nor got in my way. She just quietly watched the water flowing from the faucet.
そうそう、聞きましたよ。昨日の試合、ケイちゃんが大活躍したそうじゃないですか。
Ah, there were
お
two
めえ
star
なら
players.
俺よりもホームランを決めたサトコの方だろう。あいつ運動神経良かったんだな。俺驚いたよ。
サトシ君とは大違いです。
Oh, every time the sound just like cuts off, man, my heart just sinks. I'm like, this is gonna be intense.
と、運動神経は妹に全部取られちゃったに違いないですね。
Shion smiled as she spoke, her eyes looking at something far away, betraying her reminiscence.
サトシ君？
北条聡子の兄です。北条聡君。あ、そっか。ケイちゃんって今年引っ越してきたんでしたっけ？なら、会ったことありませんね。
I was a little surprised that Shion knew about Satoshi.
会ったことはないけど、少しは知ってるよ。確か、両親が亡くなった後、転校したんだよな。
I avoided saying that he ran away from home and used the slightly more vague words that everyone else did.
転校？誰がそんなこと言ったんですか？
I hadn't yet realized that Shion's tone had changed slightly. Oh.
いや、
Oh.
誰って。
Oh no. Oh no. Well, this is, interesting.
誰だっけかな。うん、誰かに聞いたんだよ。転校したって。
その誰かって誰ですか？誰かに聞いたから言ってるんですよね、転校。
誰に聞いたかなんてよく覚えてないよ。
I'm like nervous for Keiichi right now. And the sky in the background being like, you know, that kind of like that sunset red right now is, makes it even scarier.
転校だって言うならそれでいいだろ。別に問題があるわけじゃないし。
ありますよ。転校届が出されたわけですか？学校とかに。それを誰かが見た？それとも聞いた？
Her voice is getting more like intense, and I don't like it. Around that time, I not only noticed how awfully caught up on this Shion was, but also how startlingly dangerous her eyes had begun to look.
シオン？なんだよお前。目がマジだぞ。
That's one word for it. With that, Shion seemed to realize the expression she was making. She took a deep breath, pretended to fix her hair, and went back to her composed expression from before. Okay. Oh, that was nice.
すみません。
Alright, now the sky went back to normal too. Amazing.
でもケイちゃん、よく知りもしないでサトシ君のこと 転校とか言わないでください。
Told.
本当にお願いしますね。
I realized I must have said something I shouldn't have. But I wasn't immediately sure of what I should apologize for, so I just said one safe word for now. Sorry.
なんとなく転校と聞かされてそうだと信じてたんだよ。じゃあ実際は違うのか？
It was, of course. Preceded by his parents, he had left his sister and run away. But I'd wanted to try and avoid using the words run away, so I pretended not to know. Upon seeing my flustered reply, Shion realized she was intimidating me and lowered her voice.
すみません。
That's nice of her.
別にケイちゃんを責めてるわけじゃないんです。ちょっと言葉がきつすぎましたね。謝ります。
別に気にしてないよ。
That was a fib. I was actually a little scared even. Was there something wrong with saying he ran away? Was there some sort of misunderstanding in saying that he transferred? But before I could ask her, she turned on her heel to leave.
おいシオン。
じゃあ頑張ってください。ケイちゃんのプレートで最後みたいですよ。洗い物。
Her final remark reminded me of the dishes I had so easily forgotten about. So immersed in conversation were we that it got pretty late. I turned the faucet again to get the water flowing faster. Whoosh! I violently scrubbed the plate. When I turned back around, Shion was no longer there. By the time I'd finished washing the plates, most of the other things had been cleaned up. The air had cooled off before I'd realized it, and as the heat that had stuck with us all day dispersed, a nice breeze started to blow. That sounds so relaxing.
では皆さん集合です。
Coach got everyone together to make his closing remarks. And with that, another fun day drew to its close. In the end, Mion ended the game with a magnificent victory. Satoko and Rika-chan, who had labored so hard to betray me, had fallen into a huge trap afterwards, leaving them frustrated with about more than a few things.
人を裏切るやつはいつか自分も裏切られる。
That's true.
いい見本だな。
そんなことケイチさんに言われたくありませんわ。
Especially if he's like bottom tier right now.
レナは誰の口車にも乗らなかったからね。2位になれたんだよ。だよ。
That's impressive.
レナはなかなか嘘に引っかからないのです。勘がいいのですよ。
Yeah, she calls it out when people are lying. That's a throwback to the first one. I'm surprised. She seems like she would fall for the first lie to come her way.
それを言ったらケイちゃんでしょ。他人を食い物にしてやろうと欲張って真っ先に自分が食い物に。友達を紹介すれば紹介するほど高収入なんてバカな商法に引っかかるんじゃないの？
Keiichi would probably be the one who gets suckered in for a pyramid scheme.
へいへい、努力しますよ。とほほほ。
Aw. Even good friends will lay traps mercilessly and betray everyone in sight once they get into a serious enough game. But despite that, once it's all over, they can feel refreshed and laugh together. It reminded me of how we were all such great friends.
それよりもケイチさんの罰ゲームが楽しみでございますわね。
I think everybody
でも
is.
本当に実現できますの？店長さんもそんなの嫌だって言うと思いましたよ。どうだろう。ケイチくんすっごく可愛くなるかも。なるかも。見てみたいかも。
I don't even want to know where her brain's going.
僕もとても楽しみなのですよ。転ばせてふきふきをさせますです。
Rika is vicious, man.
ああ、それはいいね。
This
な
poor
ぜ
guy.
ここ一番で俺は勝てないんだ。今日は絶対に勝ちたい。この罰ゲームは誰かにやらせてみたいと思うといつも負ける。
You gotta reverse psychology yourself.
足りないのか。勝利への信念が足りないのか。
I love the sound effects. Amazing.
敗者の嘆きは蜜の味
The
ですわ
wailing
ね。
of a loser.
かわいそうかわいそうなのです。ケイチくんもこうやって強くなっていくんだね。去年のみーちゃんを見てるみたい。
Oh, that's actually a big compliment. Wow. Mion last year? What, did she always lose and moan about it in the past? How very interesting. I didn't know our undefeated president, Mion, was once like that. Everyone starts slow.
余計
Or
なことは
starts
言わ
small,
な
I
くてい
should
いよ。
say. Mion hastily covered Rena's mouth. Everyone watching burst out laughing. It's great that they're having fun, man. Finally, Rika-chan pulled on Sato's sleeve.
さて、僕たちはそろそろ行かないといけないのです。お夕飯のお買い物に行かないといけませんわね。
Didn't you guys just eat like a ton of barbecue?
I wanted to keep talking like this forever, but it was getting late. We split up with Satsuko and Rika-chan and decided to get on our way home.
じゃあまた明日学校で会おうね。
Everyone waved to each other and split up for the short time between now and tomorrow.
じゃあ行こう。
We began walking down the tall staircase leading from the shrine grounds. As the sun started to set, the afternoon's heat began to disappear as though it were never there. Just listening to the chorus of the Higurashi was enough to make me forget about how hot it had been today.
そういえばまだ6月なんだよね。今年は
Yep,
梅
we're
雨とか
still in
全然ないでいきなり夏みたいな感じだね。
Now that I thought about it, she was right. It was June, the season of long rain, of hydrangeas and snails. I haven't seen a real rainy season since transferring here.
週間予報によると週明けあたりからはもうちょっと梅雨らしい天気になるらしいよ。
Rainstorm,
大雨注意と
rainstorm.
か言ってたから綿流しにぶつからなきゃいいんだけど。
そうなんだ。やっぱり梅雨は梅雨らしい方がいいよね。
Yes, the rainy season is supposed to be rainy.
レナは梅雨の長雨って結構好きだよ。
Love it.
長雨なんて気がめいるだけだって。
Also mood.
ねえケイちゃん。
ああ
I was a little spaced out, so I was late in answering Mion. I was thinking back to my conversation with her sister. That horrifying conversation, yeah. When I said that Satoshi transferred, Shion clearly got angry. She was mad at me for saying something so careless. I mean, it may have been a vague way of skirting around the fact that he ran away from home. But I don't think it was so bad that Shion would need to feel mad about it. I wasn't really satisfied with it. I felt like a child, completely ignorant of what he was being scolded for. So my thoughts spilled out of my mouth in a very direct fashion.
サトコに兄貴って言ったよな。サトシって名前だっけ？
Oh, their faces just dropped immediately. As soon as I said the name Satoshi, Ren and Mion both lost their relaxed, comfortable mood and made strange expressions. Should I have avoided talking about this? That's what they made me think. But I've already said it, so that's that. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested.
サトシってどうしたんだっけ？引っ越したんだっけ？
That was such a transparent way of putting it, but in my desire to know everything, I feigned ignorance. Mion turned around and looked at Rena for assistance, or looked to Rena for assistance. Rena looked between us, then quietly and softly spoke.
あれ言わなかったかな。
Nope, you guys didn't.
転校しちゃったんだよ。
When I said those words to Shion, she got upset. So I answered her with the same words Shion had given me.
転校って誰がそんなことを言ったんだよ。
I had only intended to borrow Shion's words, but I said it exactly the same way she had, right down to the thorns in my voice. When I realized what I had done, I immediately tried to soften my remark.
本当に転校したなら転校届とかが学校に提出されるはずだろ。でもそんなの実際には出てないんじゃないのか？
Mion and Rena, their eyes grew wide. They were at a loss for words. I started to feel like I was doing something really bad. I thought they were only hiding the fact that Satsuko's older brother ran away out of consideration for her.
別に二人を責めてるわけじゃないんだぜ。ただサトシはどうしたのかなって聞いてみてるだけのつもりで。
I wasn't trying to blame them. The fact that I had to remind them even looked like I was tormenting them with an impossible question. No, maybe I was actually bullying them. Maybe I had lashed out at them in retaliation of Shion getting mad at me. This whole day had been so much fun, but now... Why did I go and say something that made all of that meaningless? I couldn't help but regret my own careless curiosity. That's enough. Let's drop it now. As I was about to say that, Mion spoke up.
別に隠そうとか騙そうとかそういうつもりじゃないのを分かってほしいんだけど。
Yeah, it's totally understandable. It's just something they didn't really want to talk about. Mion's tone conveyed her genuine awkwardness. They sound like the excuse of a child who'd been presented with evidence of her own mischief.
サトシは転校したわけじゃないんだよ。
Alright, we got spooky music, let's go. Mion said, resigning herself. But I felt bad for pushing her to say that. So, it's okay, Mion. Let's stop talking about Satoshi. Sorry for teasing you. I wanted to apologize, but right before that...
帰ってこないの。
Why? I don't like how that changed, man. I don't like how that changed.
Unlike Mion's stammered reply, Rena was extremely clear and resolute.
帰ってこないって。え？
ある日から家に帰ってこないの。
I don't like how her voice changed. He won't come back. That was a very strange way of putting it. Normally you would say that he hadn't come back yet. At least I thought you'd only say it like if Rena did if he was capable of coming back. You wouldn't say it like that when talking about someone who ran away from home.
帰ってこないってどういう意味だよ。じゃあサトシはどこへ行ったんだよ。
知らない。
I'm like so nervous clicking because I just think there's gonna be a jump scare. Especially with Rena talking like that. Rena's word choice felt very cold to me. It was so cold that I couldn't muster a response right away.
だからさ、レナの言う通りなんだよ。ある日を境にサトシは家に帰ってこなかった。
Man noticed the deadlock between us and hurriedly followed up on what Rena had said.
まあその村中みんなで探したし、警察も方々を探してくれたよ。
It's so unnerving to me that Rena's still smiling through this entire part. It's freaking me out.
それでその家出じゃないかって話になってさ。
家出じゃないかって話になって。
When running away from home, I thought you were supposed to leave a note or something. So when Satoshi ran away, he would probably have left some kind of a letter apologizing to Satoko. That was just kind of what I figured. But from the way Mion was talking, it seemed a little different than just running away from home.
警察の人が調べたらさ、サトシってバイトとかでコツコツとお金を貯めててさ、貯金とかしてたんだけど、それをいなくなった日に全部下ろしてたのが分かったんだよ。
That's a bit sus.
名古屋駅だかでサトシによく似た人が目撃されたとかで。
He withdrew all his savings to fund his escape from home. Was that it? It seemed consistent enough for me. But before I could say anything,
私はそんなの嘘だと思う。サトシ君は家出なんかじゃない。
declared Rena shortly.
ちょっと待てよ。転校したわけでもなく、引っ越したわけでもなく、それで家出したわけでもないなら、一体サトシはどうして？
やめなよレナ。
Yeah, Rena, please. You're being very creepy right now. Mion whispered to her. Rena, however, continued without interruption. And then she said this.
だってこれはお社様のたたりだもの。
Of course. Of course it was. Every time she said that, I hear that, like that, and that tone and everything, like I got a little bit of chills there, not gonna lie.
たたり？
This is the first time we've heard about it in this, in part 3. It took some time before I understood what Rena meant by that. Mion clicked her tongue and shook her head a little.
サトシ君は消える前に私に教えてくれた。
Oh no, her eyes changed, her eyes changed. I don't like it, I don't like it.
誰かに見張られている。後をつけられている。家の中にまでついてくる。
Her eyes are so unnerving, man. I don't like that.
寝るとき、枕元に立って見下ろしてるって教えてくれた。
やめなよレナ。
それは間違いなく、お社様のたたりの前兆。きっとサトシ君は、心のどこかでHinamizawaを捨てて逃げ出そうという気持ちがあったんだと思う。それを、お社様は許さなかった。
Well, Oyashiro-Sama kinda sounds like an asshole.
だからやめなって。
お社様はHinamizawaの守り神様。
Bro, she's gotta chill.
Hinamizawaを捨てて逃げ出そうとする人を
She's
絶対
gotta
に許
chill,
さない。
man. She's gotta please chill.
私はそれを謝った。でも、サトシ君はきっと謝らなかった。だから、
Oh no. Oh no, she got mad. She got mad face.
お社様のたたりに会ってしまったに違いないの。
お社様のたたりだって。
I hadn't intended to repeat it, but the words came out of my mouth anyway. Oyashiro-Sama's curse.
警察が家出だって決めつけたって信じない。私は絶対に信じない。そんなのたたりだと認めたくない村の偉い人たちが決めただけの嘘っぱち。お社様のたたりは信じようと信じまいと確かに。
Wham! Mion struck Rena in the head. And not in a joking way either.
いい加減にしろって言ってるでしょ。
Oh, she's like mad.
恩和の私でも島には怒るよ。
Oh, this is like an argument. Pushing her to her limits. Actually, there were plenty of displeasure and anger in Mion's face at that moment. For a few moments after being hit, Rena looked astonished. Perhaps the voices of the Higurashi calmed her frantic mind, because after a little while she regained her original calm expression. Please get rid of the creepy eyes. Ah, very cool. They really freaked me out, man. We arrived at the place we always split up with Mion. No one said a word until we got there. The voices of the Higurashi just tortured our ears with their buzzing. We'd always split up with Mion here, leaving just Rena and me.
あのさ、ケイちゃん、前に漫画化すって約束したじゃない？よかったら寄ってく？
Huh? She promised that. However, I quickly realized it was a convenient way of saying she wanted to talk to me alone. Smart.
あ、そうなんだ。じゃあ、レナは先に帰ってるね。
Kind of feel bad for her, man. She sounds really like... She sounds really sad when she said that. I feel bad. Maybe she realized it, maybe she didn't. Thankfully, Rena quickly said she'd go home before us.
じゃあね、レナ。また明日。
うん。また明日ね。ケイチくんもあまりお邪魔しすぎないようにね。もう夕方だから。
ちょっと本を借りに寄るだけだよ。じゃあな。
Considering the fun day we had, it was a very insipid, lonely parting.
さっきの、あまり気にしないでね。
After a little while, Mion finally spoke. Quite some time had passed since splitting up with Rena.
いや、別に。俺の方が悪かったと思う。
サトシの話は、別に隠してたわけじゃないんだよ。あまり触れない方がいい話だからさ。
It's good that they're talking about it. Like, you know, the first chapter, things get a bit weird because they didn't really talk about anything. Always talk to the people you care about. Always communicate. At this point, I understood exactly what she meant by that. Judging by her odd interactions with Rena, I understood so well it hurt that I shouldn't ever talk about it again. Actually, if that's the case, then with Shion too. No, this is a bigger problem. Talking about it in the first place had been indiscreet. I shouldn't have been interested in it at all. That's why I really had to think about it. About why everyone got so irritated. Idiot, stop this, Keiichi-maibara. By the time I tried to warn myself, I had accidentally spoken already.
もう二度と聞かないからさ。正直なところを教えてくれないか。一体、サトシに何があったんだ。家で、なんだろう。
For a long time, Mion remained silent, but finally, unable to endure it any longer, she began to speak timidly.
お社様のたたりの話は、聞いたことある？
ほんの少しくらいなら。
Yeah, just a couple times. I got the gist of it. I only overheard someone in class talking about it, though. Oyashiro-Sama was the name of the deity protecting Hinamizawa that they worship at the shrine we had the barbecue at today. And a few years ago, when they started talking about flooding Hinamizawa as part of the dam project, one of the people working on the site died or something, and people blamed it on Oyashiro-Sama's curse. That's how it was.
サトシの死んだ親ってのがさ、ダムの誘致派でね。
え？ひなみ沢の人って、村中でダムに反対してたんじゃないのか？村人なのに、ダムの賛成派もいたのか？
Probably for money. I would assume they would get paid to, you know, have their like land bought out and stuff. The dam project that would flood the entirety of Hinamizawa. I'd heard the village all got together to fight the terrible project, but it was a little hard to believe there were villagers who were supporting it.
まあ、いろいろと事情もあってね。ダム計画に反対する人ばかりでもなかったんだけどさ。で、その親ってのが、誘致派のリーダー格だったんだよ。
I didn't think they would be the leaders of it. Interesting.
誘致派のリーダー格。つまり、サトコとサトシの親がってことだよな。
うん。国はダム工事に伴って多額の保証金を用意してたからね。
Yeah, that's what I figured.
そのお金が欲しくて、ダム計画に賛成してた人たちも結構いたんだよ。
Aside from a few households, Hinamizawa was, in general, not very affluent. And not because they were proud to inherit the land of their ancestors. It wouldn't be strange if some people wanted enough money to start a new life. But even in that case, they would have had to hesitate to say so given the situation. It just happened to be Satsuko and Satoshi's parents, who understood that and stood up to be their representative. By that standard, you might say Satsuko and Satoshi's parents were very heroic, in a way. They volunteered to be hated, all to help those without much money who didn't have a voice. That's actually a really good way to look at it. I never thought about that.
それで、運悪くその両親がさ、お社様を祀るお祭りの日に事故死しちゃったんだよね。
Ooh, it was the day of the
それ
festival.
で、お社様のたたりにあったんじゃないかってことになっちゃったわけ。
Yeah. I thought back to what Coach told me today. They went to a nature park on a family outing and fell from a cliff.
で、サトシが家出したのまで、
I
親
actually
父様のたたりってことにされちまったわけか。
don't know why. I completely forgot that it happened on that day.
まあそんな感じ。
It was a bit of an evasive reply, but I felt it was wrong to ask any further, so I didn't press her for details.
もう説明するまでもないと思うけどさ、サトコにとっては両親の事故もサトシの家出も、そしてお社様のたたりなんて話も愉快な話じゃないのはわかるでしょ。
Not a happy story at all. Yeah, of course I knew. I could only nod silently.
だからさ、私たちはサトコの家族の話には触れないことにしてる。サトシのことは仮に聞かれても転校したってごまかすことにしてる。その辺の事情を汲み取ってもらえるよね。
They wanted to protect Sato's happiness, her smile. As someone who thought that way once, even for a short time, I really did regret having been imprudent enough to broach the topic to begin with.
ああ、わかるよ。俺も軽はずみなことを聞いたと後悔してる。
I'm glad they're talking this out, though. That's awesome. When she heard that, Mion smiled, seeming a little relieved. Without understanding, thinking that I should get going, I began to make my way home. I could really have stopped by Mion's house, but it was already late. I'd stop by again the next time I had the chance.
じゃあな、ミオ。今日は悪かったな。また明日な。
じゃあね。
We waved to each other. Then suddenly remembering something, Mion called out to me.
ケイちゃん、あとさ、サトコにだけじゃなくレナの前でもサトシの話は慎んでくれるかな。
Please.
え？
さっきので分かったと思うけどさ、レナってどういうわけかお社様のたたりの話だけは笑い事で済まないんだよ。
I like this music that's playing right now.
転校してきた時から。
I don't think I've heard this theme before. Yeah, judging by how Rena was acting earlier, it was clearly no laughing matter to her. Mion had interrupted the conversation for us. But if Mion hadn't been here, what might have happened?
どうしてレナはあんなにマジになるんだろうな。
Not only Rena either, but Shion too.
知らない。レナはね。あ、これ内緒だよ。言ったら絶好だよ。
That's when you know it's a secret. Mion emphasized this as her expression clouded even further.
言わないよ。で、レナが何だってんだよ。
お社様のたたりに会ったこと
Oh.
あるんだって。
え？
私は悪いけど被害妄想過剰な何かの思い込みじゃないかって思ってるんだけどね。
That doesn't sound mean, it's
で
understandable.
も本人はそう言ってるし、そう信じてる。茶化すとかなり怒る。レナは普段はちゃらけてるけど怒るとかなり怖い。
just a tiny bit scary.
わかってるよ。レナの前でも言うなってことだろ。サトシの話。
うん。できればこの話題にも二度と触れるべきじゃないと思うね。
I like that plan. Let's never discuss
レ
this
ナ
ever
のため
again.
にもサトコのためにもさ。
For everyone else's too. And if I must say, for your own sake too, Kei-chan. With her silence, Mion made sure I knew that.
そうだな。うん。わかったよ。
ありがとう。
Saying only that, she waved her hand and began walking away. I watched her go, a little dazed, and then started walking myself. Sato's older brother, Satoshi. Had he run away from home? Or had he been a victim of the curse and disappeared forever? Whichever the case, none of this was anything I should have asked about. The cooling air forced me into self-reflection. I wanted Satoko to smile. Yet my curiosity easily defeated me, and I frivolously tried to step into the dark side of things in a joking way. I'm shameful. I wanted today to be exactly like yesterday. I wanted tomorrow to be just as fun as today, too. So why did I go and do something like that? We were having a blast at the baseball game yesterday. And today we had a blast at the big barbecue party, too. It was a lot of fun. But then I went and almost nullified all of those fun times. I would have to be more careful starting tomorrow. I would put all this unpleasant stuff behind me forever. Like hell, I'm gonna let my enjoyable life end because of how careless I was today. But the more I thought that I'd be more careful starting tomorrow, the more I couldn't get rid of the ominous thought that I had already put an end to those enjoyable days with what I'd just done. Hey, wait. Calm down, Keiichi-maibara. The gears of destiny are freaking gigantic, aren't they? What happened just now was trivial.
It doesn't make any sense to think my life will be totally different starting tomorrow. Alright, that's actually that's a good way to think, not gonna lie. But even though I understood it logically, the mist in my heart wasn't going to fade until tomorrow turned out to be as fun as today.
変だぞ俺。さっきのみんなとのやりとり、ちょっと気にしすぎだぜ。
I wish tomorrow would come already. I wanted it to make me understand how absurd my insignificant doubts really were. The night was long. Looks like a cozy night, though. Oof, that's way to end it, man. That was, I guess I'm assuming that was the ending. Should be. That was an intense chapter, though. Like, it's fun barbecue times. We saw Shion get a bit crazy, and then we know Rena doesn't like talking about Oyashiro-Sama's curse. All right, we got 3 tips. Let's bang these out. First one, the slacking manager.
シオンさんも少しは手伝ってください。
女の子に重いものを運ばせようって言うんですか？
Got
そ
him.
んなだからいい年になっても相手が見つからないんですよ、監督は。
Dang.
ですね。そういうのを曰くこう言います。余計なお世話です。
Impressive comeback. He was loading the station wagon with heaps of equipment we used for today's barbecue meeting. All the fathers and sons who had helped were starting to get on their way.
さて、シオンさんはどうしますか？あなた、ここまでは何で来ました？自転車でしたら、積んで送って差し上げますよ。
スクーターだからいいです。お心遣いだけで嬉しいってことにしときま
Yeah,
す。
that's a nice offer.
今日は来てくれて嬉しかったですよ。やはりマネージャーさんがいないと、パッとしませんからね。
まだ私マネージャーなんですか？1年も丸々サボってんだから、こんな無能マネージャー、いい加減に解雇するべきだと思いますよ。
Shoshi, about a year ago, I wonder if that lines up with Satoshi leaving.
シオンさんが辞めたいって自分で言えたらいつでも解雇してあげますよ。
ずるいな。
Takes the fun
早
out
く
of
解
it.
放してくださいよね。試合があるたびに来ないかと電話がかかってくるの、もううざくてかなわないんですから。
Mood. I hate annoying phone calls.
シオンちゃんももっともっと素直になれば、とってもキュートで可愛い女の子なのに。お父さんは悲しいですよ。一体どこでねじ曲がってこんなにひねくれてしまったんだか。
Erie is so weird, man. I love
お
it.
父さんの愛の抱擁で力強く包み込めば目が覚めますか？でしたら遠慮なく。
Bit too much there, buddy.
ほ
Oh my
ら
god. He's lost his, like, Renan now. Coach was fooling around with all his might, but Shion just smiled into the distance without responding.
何も変わってない。監督が変な人で、みんなのにぎわいも何も変わってないのに。
サトシ君だけいないとおっしゃりたいのですか？帰ってきますよ。きっと待っている人がいるんですから。
勝手なこと言っててください。
彼も罪作りな人ですよね。こんな可愛い彼女を置き去りにしてどこへ行ってしまったんだか。
Wait, were they, like, actually dating? I thought... Oh. Okay. So they're like, dating. No wonder why Shion got so pissed off.
彼女
Unless he's just teasing her. Okay, he's teasing her. Okay. I was gonna say, I didn't think they were, like, dating. Jeez, what a laugh.
もう
He really
いつ
got her
ま
with
で
that.
笑ってるんですか？監督
His laugh is crazy. Coach bent over and laughed heartily for a little while.
ではまたお会いしましょうね。試合にもたまには応援に来てくださいよ。
まあ気が向いたら。私マネージャーなんか全然もうやる気ないんですから。
いいんですよ。あなたが嫌ならいつでもクビにしてあげ
Back to
ま
that
すよ。
conversation.
嫌がるのを無理やりってのは私の性分ではありませんからね。
はいはい。すみませんね。私の負けです。 気が向いたらまた応援に来ますので、今日は堪忍してください。
Hopefully she does show up.
おっと、もうこんな時間。機材返す約束の時間が。先方をもうだいぶ待たせてますね。では今日はこの辺で。また次の試合でお会いしましょう。
ええ、気が向いたらね。さよなら、監督。
All right, well, we learned a bit more about Shion there. So there was some stuff going on. All right, copy of the preliminary autopsy. Is this for the autopsy for their parents? The autopsy suggests the victim was killed in the following manner. 1. Entire body bound in restraints. Oh! Traces left behind from when the body seemed to have been bound indicated usage of a specific restraining table rather than rope or another common method. Finger joints on either hand appear to have been bound especially tightly. Oh, is this like from the beginning in the first chapter in the first part for chapter 3 when they found like the corpse in like the train thing? Highly likely the table is either specially made or homemade given this information. 2. Both ears and nose severed with a sharp blade. Traces of the restraint and other things seem to suggest there was at least one more other than the one who had severed these body parts holding down the victim's head. Oof. Possible that multiple blades were used, with one of them most likely being scissors or shears. 5 nails penetrated fingers on each hand. 1 long nail stuck in each joint for each finger on each hand for a total of 30. Oh, that makes me cringe. The deceased's fingers were nailed to wooden planks 20 square centimeters large. Extremely likely these planks were part of the restraining table. In addition, it is likely that the table was originally designed for just the purpose. 4. Abdomen incised, intestines removed. The incision in the abdomen is likely to have been a technique grounded in medical methodology using a sharp blade. Estimated there was still no threat to the victim's life at this stage. After this, the organs inside the incision were dismantled and removed. The victim likely died as a result of this process. You think? 5. Body disposed. After fastening a dumbbell to the victim's neck using a commercial pet collar, the victim was likely abandoned in the Oji River's third drain. Judging by a dumbbell's weight, it's highly possible they would have needed at least 3 grown men to have disposed of the body. Damn. To Oishi-san. Here's a copy of the preliminary autopsy of the slaughtered corpse in the Oiji River. Chief Shigeharu sees this as having a possible relation to the S group. What are your thoughts, Oishi-san? The S group? Interesting. Let's see what this is about. Of course, it starts off with this weird laugh. Nice. I still want to learn how to play that.
なんすかそれ。なんでドラが3つも入んすか。
バカモンが。大石がテンパイしとんの分かっててカンドラ増やしよってからに。
Did they go out with the forensic investigator after he gave him the autopsy report?
自業自得じゃぞ。
チュンさらしたらドラを上乗せするぐらいしかやることないじゃないですか。厄介さらしたらドラそばは切っちゃダメですよ。
Oishi grinned meaningfully as his buddies, swearing, began breaking down the walls and reforming them.
時に大石さんどうですか。割れましたか。
Alright, let's still talk about that corpse then.
ああ、例のドブ川惨殺死体の話かの。何か手がかりはあったのか。
ねえ、まあ。裏はそっちで取ってくださいよ。
さすが。何者です仏。
間宮里奈、本名は律子。
シボネフラワーロードにあるブルーマーメイドってキャバクラに勤めてたみたいっす。
Okay.
やれやれ。そらやばい店じゃな。確か、園崎家の若頭の店じゃろ。
Oh, I wonder if when he said S group before he meant Sonozaki group.
園崎あった。S 号関連か。
Oh, okay, cool. Alright, so we learned what S group means.
難航しそうな山だな。
噂じゃ仏さん、園崎の上納金に手をつけちゃったらしいっす。
Oh, interesting.
話じゃかなりシャレにならない規模らしいっす。
女が上納金に手を出したか。裏に男がいそうじゃの。
Probably.
女の単独犯なんてそうそうないぞい。
どうせもう死んでますよ。
Oh, who?
死体がまだ出ないだけで。
そうそう、おいしさん。女の同居人、生きてるみたいですよ。
生きてる？ じゃあこれから死ぬんでしょうね。
Oh, she's very confident about
害
this.
虫が害虫を駆除してくれるんだから、本当に素敵な自浄機能だと思い
A
ますよ。
self-cleansing system.
そ
Dang.
の紐なんですがね、北条鉄平なんですよ。
Oh, okay. That's not good.
北条誰だい？
北条鉄平、去年雛見沢で起こった主婦撲殺事件の仏のご主人ですよ。
Mm-hmm.
事件の後姿を消したって聞いてましたけど、そうか、その女のところに転がり込んでたか。
ますますに園崎の匂いがプンプンだの。
Just a little bit.
彼氏は今どこに？
女のアパートに同居してたんすがね。女が自分を捨てたと思ったみたいで、店やたまりのあちこちを探し回ってるらしいっす。
Okay, well, that's going to be a thing to deal with. All right, well, that's it for chapter 4. Can't wait to keep playing more. It's getting intense. But as always, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. If you got this far and you enjoy it, make sure to just hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It helps a lot. Same with, liking and commenting on the video. Love to hear from you. Until next time, bye.